And what I wanted to do today was give you a technique for beating that blank page and coming up with the idea. If you're struggling to, sketch out your idea and come up with the idea for your book and get the outline down, I want to give you something today that will basically solve that problem for you, and also will be a fantastic way of providing the absolute best testimonials you could possibly want from your customers. So I feel like this is where we need a little bit of interruption music for between parts 1 and 2.
We really need to get ourselves a xylophone or something, don't we?
We do. Well, I'm learning to play the guitar, aren't I? I had my first lesson in 3 months yesterday. I'm doing scales at the moment, and major and minor chords, except for 2 minor chords because they are hand manglers. So I will compose a little bit of music on my guitar. Why are you laughing?
No, it'll be great.
It'll be better than last week. Should we do last week's?
Okay.
Do-de-do-do.
Part 2.
Do-de-do-do.
Part 2. Part 2.
I feel like we're losing listeners by the second. Right, so
moving on.
The lost art of listening. Whether you are writing your book or a webpage or an article or whatever the hell you are writing, talk to your clients. Listen to your clients.
Mm-hmm.
Take them out for lunch. I don't know, whatever.
This is part of your thinking process for your blank page.
Yeah, part of my thinking and researching process. So I go and ask my ideal clients and customers, when I want to understand exactly how I can help them, I go and ask them a series of questions. Now, I got 6 of these questions from Sean D'Souza. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
And I added the first one myself because I think it is the right place to start.
Okay.
So when you are talking to your clients and customers, ask the questions in the order that I'm about to give them to you, because that's the order that they will build the story for you. Okay? And sit and listen and let the conversation flow naturally, and do not skip the last question because it's where some of your best information will come from. So, the 7 crucial questions you need to ask your ideal customer or your current best customers and clients.
Okay.
Okay, Joe, what's question number 1?
What reason did you have for looking for my product or service? What were you struggling with before you found me?
Okay, so that sets the scene. That gets right to the nitty-gritty of what they were really struggling to do. So if you are, for example, a web designer, you might ask your ideal customer, your best customer, you might sit them down and ask them, what were you struggling with before you found me? What was making you tear your hair out?
Bad web designers. Web designers who didn't understand sales. Web designers who
didn't listen.
Just were excited at putting spangly things on the internet and not actually interested in doing what I wanted.
Yeah. If you're a gardener, you might say, before you met me, what was your big problem? What were you struggling with? Why did you start looking for a gardener? That's a really good question to ask, because that will get right to the nitty-gritty of the problem that you can solve. And that, by the way, I'll come to the common thread in a moment, but that's the thing you really want to be listening out for at the beginning for the big idea for your book, because that's the big problem that you're going to be wanting to solve.
Tells you what their pain is.
Tells you what their pain is, yeah.
Tells you what you are solving.
Yes, it does. So that's the first question. Question number 2.
What was your main concern about working with me or buying my product? What worried you the most before you forked over the cash?
So that's a really good question, because that's going to pull out people's objections to basically buying your product. Sometimes they will say, so for example, for my book course, when I launched my book course, I was talking to Dom, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And hi Dom. And he said, yeah, it was quite a lot of money and I was a little bit concerned about it. Which is a really good thing for me to know, because that's something that I can then address in my sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's quite a lot of money, but here's why it's going to be worth it. And then you can put testimonials from people like Dom, because he's like, oh my God, it's paid for itself so many times over, Yeah. So that kind of thing that's a really important thing. Other concerns might be, you're always going to think, oh, people are going to be worried about the cost of it. You've got to show them that it's an investment, not a cost. But people are going to have other concerns as well. So I know for a fact that some of my other book clients, coaching clients, people who are writing their own books, one of their main concerns is not going to be the cash. It might be at the back of their mind, but the main concern might be, what if nobody wants to read my book? What's the point in me doing this? even. So you need to ask that question, because what you think are people's main objections might not be actually.
Yeah.
And it's really important for you to know that, because that's stuff that you're going to have to address in your book. You know, when you write your book, you're going to... The whole point of this is to get inside people's heads and allow you to write something that will really genuinely help people. And also, if you're selling a product, you need to know so that you can overcome those objections.
Absolutely.
So, question number 3.
Now that you've worked with me or bought my product, how have you found it? What happened?
So here you're asking really if your product or service has solved the problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to tell you, and you know, if you're getting one-word answers, then just probe a little bit. But they're going to tell you here, oh yeah, you know, well, I wrote my book, and now I'm on my 5th book in Dom's case. So that's the thing that they got from you, and they might elaborate a bit, they might not. If they don't elaborate, or even if they do, you can then move on to question 4, which is...
What specific feature did you like most about working with me or my product? Why?
That's really good, because if you just say to people, you know, what did you like about it? Which the first question is a bit more general, you know, how have you found it? What happened? The second question gets really specific, because people, unless you make them think about the details, they often don't pull them out of their brains.
They just go, oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
But if you say to them, what specific feature did you like most? They'll actually think about that, and they'll be like, you know what? It was the fact that you held my hand all the way through the process. Or actually...
You made it feel possible, or...
You gave me the confidence to even get started.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So you don't know what specific feature people are going to like, and you will probably be surprised. I'm often surprised by what people say to me when I ask them that question. So that's really, really important, because that's going to give you a lot of clues as to what problem you're really solving for people.
Yeah.
So what's question number 5, Joe?
What are 3 other benefits of working with someone like me or buying a product like this? What did they do for you?
So that's a good question, because that gets them to elaborate a little bit more. So they've already told you the main thing. Now you're asking for 3 other things, because there's never just one thing that people get out of working with you. So again, it makes people think really specifically about what they got from their product, what they got from working with you, and what really they liked about it and what they found valuable. And that's really useful.
Yeah, if you're a mechanic and you're thinking, well, I'm a pretty good value mechanic for the local area, but somebody might say something like, well, you know what, you spoke to me like I was a human being and you didn't treat me like an idiot. Or it might be, you made it really easy and you brought a courtesy car round and took my car away.
Yeah.
Or it could be all kinds of little features and things that you do that you just do because that's who you are and that's how you behave. But to them, it distinguishes you from other people, other products.
By the way, if you're a mechanic and you would like to make an absolute shitload of money, make yourself really female friendly. Make your reception area nice and clean. It doesn't have to be pink and frilly, and in fact it shouldn't be, but it shouldn't be covered in oil and men's magazines. Talk to women like they know what they're talking about, because quite a lot of us do actually know what we're talking about, and just make us feel welcome in your place, because quite a lot of garages are quite blokey and it's a bit daunting.
Darling.
Yeah, it's a bit daunting to walk in. Don't have girly mags, girly calendars plastered all over your walls, at least not where your customers can see them, because again, it's really off-putting. We don't like to be objectified, So and we will pay more for that kind of thing, because that's the kind of benefit that we'll be like, you know what, I just felt really comfortable there. Because I've been to garages before with my motorbike where the guy has talked to you about my motorbike, hasn't he? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, you're a dick. So we went elsewhere. And he lost that custom, and we went elsewhere to somewhere that did make me feel comfortable and treated me like an actual person.
Yeah.
So
15 years of motorcycle maintenance he did not get.
Yes. So that was awesome. But that's a little bit flippant, but genuinely, if you're a mechanic listening to this and you own a garage and you want to make a lot more money, specialise in women.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. If you want to make a lot of money, specialise in LGBTQ plus people. Make them feel super fucking comfortable, and they will tell everybody. So, yeah. Okay, question number 6.
Would you recommend me to anyone else? Why?
That's a really important question, and it's one that we don't feel entirely comfortable asking, because it feels like a little bit blowing our own trumpets. The other questions are all kind of less personal, I think, to us as business owners. But you need to ask that question, because you'll get some really cool answers. Again, you'll probably get some slightly different answers from the answers you've got previously. Because if you're asking somebody, would you recommend me to anyone else? Quite often they say, oh, I already have. and this is why. But that you'll just get a little bit more information out of people, because when they think, oh, why would I recommend you to someone else? It'll be something slightly different from what they've told you before.
Yeah.
So that's
because I think you'd get on with my grandma.
Yeah, which tells you a lot. You know, tells you a lot about the way you work and who you are. And final question, Joe.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Do not skip this question, because what will happen is the person that you're talking to will say, no, I don't think so. I think that's covered it. And then there'll be a pause. Do not fill that pause with words. Just sit and wait. And they will go, but you know what? And then 5 minutes of absolute gold dust will come out of their mouths. And it's a little bit like, and doctors, GPs will tell you this, that people will come in and they'll talk about their minor ailments and they'll be like, oh, I'm a bit worried about this. And as they're on their way out the door, they'll turn around and say, can I just ask you something? And that will be the real reason that they've come to the doctors. That will be the thing that they're really worried about and they didn't want to ask. And it'll come out at the last minute. So ask that final question. Is there anything else you would like to add?